Hello and welcome to Top Select 10. Searching for the perfect movie to watch on Netflix? Look no further. Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 best movies to watch on Netflix. Whether you're in the mood for an intense drama, a heartwarming action, a mind-bending thriller, or a laugh-out-loud comedy, this video has something for everyone. We've carefully curated a list of the finest films currently streaming on Netflix, offering a diverse selection of genres and styles. From critically acclaimed masterpieces to hidden gems and fan favorites, these movies promise unforgettable viewing experiences. Join us as we dive into each film, highlighting what makes them stand out and why they deserve a spot on your watch list. Our selection features powerful performances, captivating stories, and stunning visuals that will keep you hooked from start to finish. So grab your popcorn, get comfortable, and discover the best movies Netflix has to offer. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more top 10 lists and movie recommendations. Number 10. Alienoid. Alienoid is a South Korean science fiction action film. The must-see movie of this genre is Fyodor Bondarchuk's 2017 Russian movie, Attraction. It's on many streaming platforms. The 2022 Korean Alienoid seems inspired by Attraction. What Alienoid is going for it is very good on-set morale. It's fun. Its verve, snappy dialogue, committed acting and stunts and lots of creative scenes make it watchable TV. The VFX are stellar. The middle part of Alienoid is a Terminator versus Terminator battle in a city with impeccable post-production values. There's also a Mission Impossible stunt reference. As with many foreign sci-fi and fantasy movies, even with very committed acting as you have here, a series of action scenes strung together does not add up to a blockbuster. To really pop, the characters have to have an arc of development which fuels their passion. Number 9. Elysium. Elysium is an American dystopian science fiction action film written, produced, and directed by Neil Blomkamp. It was Blomkamp's second directorial effort. The film stars Matt Damon and Jodie Foster alongside Sharlto Copley, Alice Braga, Diego Luna, Wagner Mara, and William Fichtner. The film takes place on both a ravaged Earth and a luxurious artificial world called Elysium. In the year 2154, two classes of people exist. The very wealthy, who live on a pristine man-made space station called Elysium, and the rest, who live on an overpopulated, ruined Earth. Secretary Delacourt, a government official, will stop at nothing to enforce anti-immigration laws and preserve the luxurious lifestyle of the citizens of Elysium. That doesn't stop the people of Earth from trying to get in by any means they can. When unlucky Max is backed into a corner, he agrees to take on a daunting mission that, if successful, will not only save his life, but could bring equality to these polarized worlds. Number 8. Mile 22. CIA agent and former Marine War veteran, James Silver, leads a Special Activities Division team codenamed Overwatch to raid a Russian FSB safe house in the United States. Under the remote supervision of James Bishop and his team, the mission is to locate and destroy shipments of cesium before the highly radioactive substance can be weapons. In the ensuing firefight, most of the Russians and Overwatch operative Greg Vickers are killed, but critical intelligence on the cesium is destroyed. Silver executes the last survivor, a teenager who warns him that he is making a mistake. 16 months later, in the Southeast Asian country of Indakar, police officer Lai Noor surrenders himself at the US Embassy to negotiate for passage out of the country in exchange for information. Noor is revealed to the asset of Overwatch agent Alice Kerr, and reveals he possesses a disk containing information on the cesium, and is able to negotiate passage out of the country in exchange for unlocking the disk, which is programmed to self-destruct within 4 hours. Ambassador Dorothy Brady is visited by the country's deputy foreign minister and state intelligence agent Axel, with the two demanding that Noor be handed over as he is wanted for espionage. Meanwhile, Noor fends off an assassination attempt by disguised government agents in the embassy infirmary, using his skills as a former member of the elite tactical squad. Number 7. H-Way, A Monster Boy. H-Way, A Monster Boy is a South Korean action thriller film about a 16-year-old boy of the same name who is raised by 5 criminal fathers to become the perfect assassin. H-Way is a boy living in a farm village who was raised by 5 fathers who were famous criminals. One day, the group is commissioned to kill a man named Lim and his wife. While the rest of the group feel something odd about this particular contact, Suk-T is adamant to carry out this job with H-Way in tow. During the job, H-Way discovers a photograph of a child in Lim's house. Eventually, Suk-T hands his gun to H-Way, and he is forced to pull the trigger. He becomes ill after committing his first kill and realizes that the boy in the photograph looks uncannily familiar. Number 6. Sisu. 1944. In the Soviet Union and Finland signing the Moscow Treaty, which in part leaves the responsibility of driving the Germans out of Finland to the Finns, the German response, in their retreat largely from their bases in Finnish Lapland to Norway, literally is to rape and taking some young women by force for their sexual pleasure and pillage, leaving a barren wasteland in their wake. While one German platoon in retreat led by ranking officer Bruno Helldorf has done exactly all the aforementioned, they meet their match in an encounter with an elderly prospector seemingly with nothing except what he is carrying with him on his horse. After the elderly prospector gets the better of them in their initial encounter, Helldorf has a different perspective on the situation, both learning who the prospector is, namely a former Finnish commando named Otomi Korpi gone rogue, and that he has with him a small cache of gold. Helldorf sees the gold as their ticket to survival in what looks to be the near end of the war in a German defeat, but wants to kill Otomi now more than ever merely out of principle. Number 5. Mission: Impossible Ghost Protocol. IMF agent Ethan Hunt, who's been out for some time, is given another mission. He has to break into the Kremlin to obtain some information. He gets in, but when he gets to where he is supposed to go, the information is not there. And at the same moment, in another part of the building, someone kills some people and takes some sensitive material. He then taps into Ethan's frequency, pretending to be part of his team. Ethan then calls an abort, and just as he was leaving, the Kremlin explodes. Ethan is knocked out and wakes up in a hospital handcuffed to a bed and questioned by a Russian agent who thinks he's responsible for what happened. Ethan escapes and calls the secretary, who meets him with an aide named Brandt. Ethan gives them a description of the man he thinks is responsible and is told he's a rogue scientist. Ethan is told that IMF is being shut down, and since he's wanted, he is told by the secretary that he can either turn himself in or go out and find the man responsible. That's when they're attacked by the Russian, who thinks Ethan is the one responsible. The secretary is killed. Ethan and Brandt escape and join 2 other agents, and they set out to find the man and clear the IMF. Number 4. John Wick, Chapter 2. John Wick, Chapter 2 is an American neo-noir action thriller film. Bound by an inescapable blood debt to the Italian crime lord, Santino D'Antonio, and with his precious 1969 Mustang stolen, John Wick, the taciturn and pitiless assassin who thirsts for seclusion, is forced to visit Italy to honor his promise. But soon, the bogeyman will find himself dragged into an impossible task in the heart of Rome's secret criminal society, as every killer in the business dreams of cornering the legendary Wick, who now has an enormous price on his head. Drenched in blood and mercilessly hunted down, John Wick can surely forget a peaceful retirement, as no one can make it out in one piece. Number 3. Mission: Impossible Fallout. Mission: Impossible Fallout is a 2018 American action spy film written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie. The sequel to Mission: Impossible Rogue Nation 2015. It is the 6th installment in the Mission: Impossible film series. 2 years after Solomon Lane was taken into custody, the remaining agents of the syndicate have evolved into the Apostles. After a mission to recover a deadly weapon goes wrong, Inf agent Ethan Hunt and his team are forced to work alongside CIA agent Augustus Walker, as they must race against time to continue their assignment. When Lane escapes from prison, Hunt must do whatever it takes to capture him once more. Unknown to Hunt, his old ally Ilsa Fast has been assigned to kill Lane. On a side note, the team finds out too late that they are up against a mysterious new enemy named John Lark, who is waiting for his moment to strike. Number 2. The Bourne Supremacy. The Bourne Supremacy is a 2004 action thriller film. 2 years ago, Jason Bourne thought he had walked away from his past. But now the past catches up to Jason Bourne when the CIA threatens to ruin his new life. Bourne and Marie have maintained their anonymous, underground existence at the cost of permanence. Fueled by splintered nightmares and haunted by the past he cannot remember, Bourne moves Marie from city to city, trying to remain one step ahead of the threat implicit in every unexplained stranger's glance, every wrong number phone call that at any second, without any warning, he might get pulled back into the world he hopes he left behind. Number 1. The Raid 2. The Raid 2 is a 2014 Indonesian action thriller film. He thought it was over. After fighting his way out of a building filled with gangsters and madmen, a fight that left the bodies of police and gangsters alike piled in the halls, rookie Jakarta cop Rama thought it was done and he could resume a normal life. He couldn't have been more wrong. Formidable though they may have been, Rama's opponents in that fateful building were nothing more than small fish swimming in a pond much larger than he ever dreamed possible. And his triumph over the small fry has attracted the attention of the predators farther up the food chain. His family at risk, Rama has only one choice to protect his infant son and wife. He must go undercover to enter the criminal underworld himself and climb through the hierarchy of competing forces until it leads him to the corrupt politicians and police pulling the strings at the top of the heap. And so Rama begins a new odyssey of violence, a journey that will force him to set aside his own life and history and take on a new identity as the violent offender Yuda. In prison, he must gain the confidence of Yuko, the son of a prominent gang kingpin, to join the gang himself, laying his own life on the line in a desperate all-or-nothing gambit to bring the whole rotten enterprise to an end. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, like and share the video. Thank you.